Morning! Got a new video set up today, so I'm going to be doing some moving around, bit of Annika Rice. How is everybody? What I'm going to do in this video is just some odds and sods, bit of dough. So today I'm making some English muffins with some of my discard from my sourdough, so that's my sourdough discard. I'm going to get on with those. I'm making some pizza dough for pizzas later. It's Fun Friday. We like to have homemade pizzas on Friday. Also, I'm just going to show you how I use this every day. I've got some almond milk so I'll weigh out my almonds, and also I'm going to reactivate my starter, my sourdough starter, ready for making some leaven later on. So yeah, I will crack on. Now, I've never ever made I'm saying a lot, aren't I? I've never made English muffins, but we've got all this lovely sourdough starter and I just can't bring myself to throw it out. So I'm just gonna do exactly as the instructions tell me. And I am not a baker, okay? So I will probably, because there'll be a proving part of this, I'll probably end up taking photographs later and putting them out on my Instagram and Facebook. So all I've done is, I know it's a bit difficult from that distance, but I have saved on here, I've looked up sourdough starter discard English muffins. Now, Dainta, follow the instructions. Okay, I've had a word with myself. Okay, so start to cook. I'm going to take the lid off, and it says my first instructions is to put 8 ounces of whole milk. Now, as always, I use lactose free. This is a long life one, just because I've run out of fresh milk, so I'm using that one. Morning coffee. So, yep, where I can, I always try and use my lactose-free or plant-based dairy products. This is really bizarre. That's 8.5. As I'm going to behave myself and follow the instructions, I'm going to just take a tablespoon out, just to make that exact. Won't matter though, I wouldn't worry about it. So press next. Move it out of the way now, and it's saying 1/2 ounce of sugar. Here we go. So just let me get my sugar. I'm guessing what this is going to be a little bit like. It's probably going to warm this up a little bit, but as I've never done it, I wouldn't know. So here we go. So 1/2 ounce. That's 0.4, and a tiny bit more. See, so what you can see here is I am literally just weighing directly into my scales. And the TM6, I know I was talking about the difference of the TM5 and the TM6 yesterday. The TM6 does weigh in 1 gram increments. This is 5 gram increments. This is the TM5. Right, the 1 packet or envelope of active or dry, or 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast. Well, I'm just going to use this. This is what I've got. As I say, so there's 1 and 2 and 1/4. There we go. I'll put this over here because I'm going to make that. So press next, and then put the lid on with the measuring cup. Press next, and what it's saying is it's for 3 minutes. It's going to get up to temperature 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and it just wants me to turn to speed 1. So while that's going, what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to make the starter. I'm going to put the pizza dough on for our supper later on. Now, this isn't a guided recipe. This is actually an old, this is a Pizza Express recipe. And Lindsay, you hear me talk about Lindsay Sadler, she's my Thermomix mentor. And yeah, this is one of her recipes. Now, we got this recipe. This is one of our first things that I learned to cook manually or make manually. And we as a family have never looked back. I mean, I'm making pizzas now, amazing pizzas, for the cost of a few pence, really. It's absolutely and it's gorgeous. So all I'm going to put in is 500 grams of bread flour. There we go. As I thought, I'm going to run out, so just let me lean over. Yeah, it's just pence. So the most expensive part of this is actually, because I'm too lazy, I actually buy grated mozzarella for £1.50. And yeah, that's about it really. And whatever we've got in the fridge for toppings. So here we go. As you can see, as I said, great thing is I'm weighing directly into the machine, so I don't have to have hundreds and hundreds of different things. I don't need weighing scales out, I just need those. I'll put that over there for later. Then I'm going to put in, where's my teaspoon? 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. Now you can add or take away from that as you see fit if you want a slightly healthier version, and 2 teaspoons of salt. I think if the Pizza Express one has something like for a similar measurement to like 10 teaspoons. Then dry yeast, I'm going to put in 1.5 teaspoons of dried yeast. Oil, so I'm just going to tear it, look, I'm tearing, it's taking it back to Nord because I want 15 grams of oil. So I'm going to put that in. As you can see, I'm still just using the same bowl, just throwing all the ingredients in. Well, when I say throw, I'm measuring them directly into the bowl, so I don't have to get many bowls and weighing scales out. And then I'm going to tear that again, and I'm going to put 300 grams of water. This is really odd working from behind the machine, really. So 300 grams of water. And oops, get a little bit more. I do find it easier actually. Oh, that's finished. I'll come back to that in a minute. There we go. Just let me press next on that. Stop that. So I'm now going to put that. Go back to the home screen. I know it's a bit difficult for the distance. Go back to the home screen, and on the TM5 there's a little multi-screen button here just underneath the touchscreen, and I'm going to select dough. Now dough is the kneading process. This is going to knead for 2 minutes. So set it for 2 minutes, then press the dough, which is like a wheat, and just turn that on. That's going to knead. So let's come back to this now. So this is saying, just tear that. Right, it wants 15 ounces of all-purpose flour. So here we go. That's white plain flour. So so again, just measuring that straight in. I think I have got more of this in the packet. That's all right. Probably a good day to do this, so I can add it to my internet shop. There we go, 15.3, good enough. Next, I'm going to press. There we go. Press next. There's 4 ounces of sourdough starter discard unfed. So this is unfed. This is the stuff that I was throwing away. So 4 ounces of that. Pour that straight in. There we go. That's 2.5, 3, 3.5. There we go. 4. There we go. So next, 2 ounces of butter at room temperature. Let me get this in. So this is at room temperature, 2 ounces. It says diced, so I'm just going to put it in lumps. So what this is going to do, this is just the dough base for the muffins. And there we go. What is it? 1.8. 2 ounces. Right, press next, and it says 2 teaspoons of salt. Good job, I've got this over here. I do like this, but I just thought I'm a long way from you. There we go. 2 of these. 1, 2. And then it says, right, so that's finished. I'll come back to that in a minute. So now it's saying, put on the lid with the measuring bowl, with the measuring cup, press next. And now this is going to need for 3 minutes. So because I'm following a guided recipe, what this has done is it's taken me into the dough function automatically. I don't have to go back through screens. I'm just following the guided recipe, and now it's taken me straight into that dough function. So because it's on the selector, I'm just going to turn the selector, which is that big dial on the side there, and it's going to knead away for 3 minutes. It's then saying, meanwhile, grease a large bowl with unsalted butter and set aside. Now I know, because I had a quick look at this recipe, it's going to get me to transfer that dough and prove into a bowl. I'm not going to do that, because that's just creating washing up. Not my bag. I'm going to leave it in there for the 2 hours to prove. And that should be fine. Now, here we go. Look at this. Don't know if you'll be able to get a good look at it. But that's my pizza dough. Okay, all done. And again, I'm using this evening, but I'm just going to let that prove for a few hours in there. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay? And then later on, I will roll out some and stretch, because it's very stretchy, stretch out some pizza bases. I use, because we like our food and like big pizzas, I do about 180 gram for a pizza base. That's a large pizza. For the junior, what he does like is I use about 180, but roll it really thin, let it hang over the sides of the pizza tray, and then I create a crust stuffing. Yeah, brownie points I get. Amazing. So what else am I going to do? Oh, now then, seeing as I've done this, let me reactivate my starter. So I'm putting that pizza dough, that's the old discard. So what I'm going to do is, starter everywhere, I'm just going to go straight to the scales. So when you press the scales, I'm going to discard 100 grams out of my active dough starter. So I'm just going to put that into there, 100 grams, weigh it out. Enough room, 90 and 100. Right, there we go. So that's my discard. What I'll do is I'll just put that in the fridge and probably bake some more with that. So I'll just plonk that in there. And then what I will do is I will reactivate my starter. Now this, one of the things I learned was I've been having problems getting it to rise up. My lovely texture, brilliant taste, doesn't pop up, doesn't spring up. So I've been experimenting, and I get my fridge at a warmer temperature. But what I'm also going to do is, I think my filter water comes directly off the mains through the filter through the fridge, and I'm just going to experiment because I'm thinking it might be a bit warm, a bit too cold. So this is filtered water. I've just bottled it, left it on the side. I'm going to put 50, because I took 100 grams out. I suppose that one goes on forever. Right, put 50 grams of water. There we go. And again, as you can see, I'm just measuring directly into the jar. I'm using the scales. This contains my pizza dough. Excuse me. Contains my pizza dough. And then I'm going to put underneath. So I've just got the one bowl that I'm messing up. Here we go. And then 50 grams of flour. I will have to put this into the jar, won't I, when I've finished on here. There we go. So I'm going to give that a mix. And get all that yummy stuff from around the side, put that back in. Give that a nice stir in. There we go, it's gone quite paste-like now, look. There we go. Now, I will make my leaven tonight, which means I am going to have an early start on Saturday morning. I don't mind. Lovely having the smell of fresh baked bread in the morning. There we Oh no, actually, if I make my leaven tonight, then I'll put it. Yeah, I'll be baking tomorrow, so it should be okay. There we go. I'm just going to leave that in there. So that's my starter now remade. Just get it all out. There we go. Put that lid, just place it back on, put it over here. Put that in the sink. So what have I done so far? I've got my pizza dough made. Now I just sit there and I will bag it up later once it's proved for a while before rolling it out. We've now got this on, so what did it say next? Right, transfer it to a prepared bowl and cover it and cling film with a damp towel and let it rise a warm place and double up for 2 hours. I'm just going to leave it in here. There's got a bit of heat in here from the kneading, so yeah, just let me show you what it looks like. Another lovely dough. Can you see that? Let's go. Just leave that in there and let that prove in there. Now, another thing I've got to do is I've got to weigh out my almond nuts for my milk later on. And again, these have got to, I make my own almond milk, and I do know it's quite difficult doing the right thing around sourcing good almonds. So I know there's been some controversy about kills the bees population, but these are European ones and organic, so they're not using the pesticides. Anyway, but this is one of my greatest things that I've had since acquiring my Thermomix, is because I don't have milk, I can't have the milk, I have plant-based. I used to buy it. Now if you look on the ingredients, even of the organic milks, they literally are probably between 6 and 9% almonds, because they have to have stabilisers in them, and that's legitimate, because of course big factory manufacturing and getting them from the factories packaged in onto your stores, they just wouldn't last. So they have to add stabilisers and glues, and that's kind of takes away the essence of what it is really. So I love my own milk, and it's really, really easy. All I'm going to do is weigh out 200 grams of almonds, and that 200 grams now I will soak for at least 5 to 6 hours just to soften up the nuts, and then filter, drain that, put it back in the Thermomix, add 1,000 grams of filter water, and that's really important, a good water with as little chemicals in as possible, because that's what separates, really helps that milk come on. So what I will do tonight is probably come back online, and I will have do the milk, I'll be making my leaven, and I'll also be putting some homemade yogurt on tonight, and that'll ferment overnight. So that's just a taster of some of the simple things that I do with my Thermomixes, and really just some pantry basics, some flour, some nuts, salt, sugar, yeast, bit of oil. And I've avoided having to go to the supermarket, which is great. So because I'm so far away, I'm going to wander around here now, because I'm going to stop this. But yeah, do please like and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Then you guys will get to know when I upload more videos. But also get in touch. Let's get some demos booked. Let me show you what these machines can do. So many people say it's not for me, and then when they really start using them and they get to see what it can do, they're just like, oh my god, how do I live without it? And I was the same. I was exactly the same. I thought it was just a really expensive kitchen gadget that I would never use. And the absolute difference is you have these gadgets out all the time, these appliances, they're like your cooker, and they will replace a lot of the work you do on the hob. And you will do away with many other kitchen appliances, like your weighing scales, your bread maker, your instant pot, your slow cooker. There's a new slow cooker functionality on here. You know, the list is endless. I don't have a very large kitchen. It's just that galley kitchen behind me, and it's freed up so much space for me. So it's great, and you will really see a difference. And you can cook so much from scratch, especially with the guided recipes. So whether you're already a really highly competent chef and you just want to take your cooking that next step further. And lots of people say they cook from scratch, but they probably don't realise they're still doing shop bought stock paste, probably doing shops bought your milks. Also things like, what's really funny, one we always laugh about, is sugar. All sugar is from granulated sugar, and you know that is 60 or 70 pence for a packet. Then you start buying caster sugar and then icing sugar, and it goes up and up and up. For the price of your granulated sugar, in literally a few seconds you can make your own, grind it to caster sugar or then onto icing sugar, just for the price of granulated sugar. So there's so many cost savings, and also so much more where you can take your cooking to that next level of ultimate whole food production. And it's really easy. There's a recipe for it on cookidoo, and if we can't find it on cookidoo, which is the operating system on here, there's vast amounts of recipes on the internet now that are coming out, full recipes designed for the Thermomix. So please do get in touch. Let's set up some online sessions. Let's get your Thermomix in, and I can work with you and make sure that you get the most out of it. That is one of the biggest differences with this kitchen appliances. It comes with 5-star service. If I don't know the answer, then I have a whole community and support that will help me help you get the most out of your machine. So thanks for listening, thanks for tuning in. As I said, don't forget, like, share and subscribe to YouTube. Mosey over to Duchess of Oundle on Facebook or Instagram, and yeah, get in touch. Let's book a session. Take care. Bye.